This is a niche curiosity that brings up questions about soul growth, maturity, speed, and imbalance. But you were always on the same page, perfectly matched, even if it looks like you're on different stages. I'll explain why. Your twin flame is not going to be growing at any pace that's different to yours. They'll just be expressing your shared lessons differently. Whatever you're moving through, they have to be moving through something similar. It's not going to look the same on the surface. It's going to be experienced differently by them as well. You're not going to have exactly the same experiences. That's why there's two of you. Spiritual maturity comes in here in that you have to respect the journey that your twin flame is on, respect their own individual experiences, even if you don't understand them or don't particularly like them or don't particularly like that they have to go through them, for example, third parties. But the more you can love them unconditionally as they move through these lessons, the quicker they will move through these lessons. If they're mirroring something that you really don't like, that's really painful or even unpleasant, the more you love them unconditionally as they move through it, the quicker they'll stop doing these things. So check in with yourself. Are you judging their process instead of surrendering to God's plan and divine order? Because if you're judging them in any way, you have to be judging yourself somehow, somewhere. And that's going to hold you back. So make a choice in this place to release self-judgment of yourself and others. Are you secretly trying to lead or control the journey because you're afraid they'll fall behind? Well, the thing that's going to slow you down the most is trying to take control of your union's journey rather than letting it unfold in the way that nature intended. They're not going to fall behind. They're not going to think things that are detrimental to you or your union or your coming together. You have no control over that anyway. So if you're holding on a bit too tightly here, you've got to let that go. Check in what kind of emotions are arising when you feel that you're more awakened than them. Is it just because you have a lot of fancy spiritual words for this and maybe they don't? Well, that's okay. You both don't need to know the same terminology, the same jargon for this. But know that they are going through their own process. They are learning at the same rate that you're learning. They will know twin flames. They will have a innate understanding of it, even if they don't have the same words for it as you. Is it showing you where you might need to surrender deeper within? Because they have to be mirroring your growth even when it looks unbalanced. As soon as you heal something, they will somehow feel it in some way or another. That doesn't mean that they'll know it's coming from you, but they will receive something directly from you there. They have to be healing at exactly the same rate as you are. They have to be growing at exactly the same rate as you are. A false twin flame won't. But their slowness or apparent slowness might just be mirroring to you a part of yourself that you haven't fully brought to light yet. If it's upsetting you that they see him unawakened, they're only going to be reflecting parts of yourself that have to be unawakened as well. So this isn't to criticize or belittle anyone's efforts in any way. It's just an invitation to go deeper. Are you holding on to any beliefs about how fast or how perfectly everything should unfold? Because if you're choosing union and choosing to move towards it, then however things look, they will always be unfolding perfectly for you and your union. If you were wanting it to maybe look different or be easy to understand or be more linear, you're going to have to let all that go and let God lead here. And God's under no obligation to make the journey understandable to anyone. You've just got to trust here. And it's not a blind trust. It should be an informed trust by now. You have your connection to the divine. You have your connection to your twin flame. You have your intuition. You have your heart communication. You have your inner knowingness. You have, no doubt, ever deepening knowledge of twin flames. So you're not going in blind here. So you can trust that your healing is supporting theirs because you are one at the core. They don't have to be doing the mirror exercise if you are. If they're feeling called to, for example, do a lot of sport, it might be their way of processing a lot of the inner healing that you've been doing. However it looks, it is absolutely fine for you. Have you placed expectations on their timelines because of fears or maybe a lack of faith or even powerlessness? Because, like with all of your union, you don't know when it's going to come in, you don't know when the shifts are going to happen. They might not happen as quickly as you would have wanted them to, but there'll be a reason for that, so you can trust the divine plan here, because God's way is always going to be the best way. And the result's always going to be so much greater than anyone could ever imagine. Every union says the same thing here. Are there any places within that you might be avoiding? And so you're looking to them and saying that they're not doing it right rather than going deeper within yourself. The more you can surrender the outside, that means taking your eyes off them and bringing everything back to yourself and going deeper within, the better for you, the better for your union, the better for your togetherness. Once again, it's just worrying about what they're doing or not doing, or saying or not saying, thinking or not thinking. That's not important for you, for your journey. You want to be putting your energy into things that are actually going to move you forward to your union, into your union. Can you accept and love your twin flame exactly where they're at right now? You know you're not going to be in this space forever. You're always going to be moving forward, you're always going to be moving onwards and upwards, and that doesn't stop. Say when your physical union comes in, you'll be in a good place, but it won't remain a good place if you stay static there. Even in union, you'll still continue moving onwards and upwards together. So it's okay to love your twin flame where they're at. It's okay to acknowledge where you're at, even if it's not where you want to be, because you have to acknowledge where you're at to move forward. How does God see you both on this journey beyond a human limited perspective? I used to have a saying, not just a bird's eye view, but a God's eye view, who sees all of it. So even if you don't know or see the full picture yet, God does, and He's got everything worked out for you already. So be willing to choose patience, compassion, and peace in every step that you're taking towards union. It's those very energies that will enable union to come in. And if you'd like to know a little bit more about cultivating very fertile soil for your union to grow on, check out these videos here.